So that's what to kind of wrap things up. Um, we this is like a segment that we do on every episode. It's called House Show Horror Story.
Okay.
Is there a particular show that comes to your mind where literally everything that could have gone wrong went wrong?
Yeah, I have a really good one for this actually.
Okay, I'm
Um, and
stoked.
and this one isn't so it's not so much the show, it's more the aftermath of the show, which
Okay,
led to me being blacklisted from basically an entire city. Um, and I did,
okay,
and like, yo, I'm quick to cop when I fucked up, and like I am well known as like a prolific dick for sure. Like, I mean, we've talked about emo a lot in this, and we talked
yeah,
about like that Origami Angel show. There were motherfuckers that refused to come to that show because it was at my house. Like, especially the emo scene, like the contemporary DIY emo scene does not fuck with me. So, uh, so I played this show in Savannah, Georgia in 2014. Yeah,
okay,
2014. It would have been around this time in 2014 actually. We may have just passed the like 6-year anniversary of this. I'll have to check my Facebook memories because there was a big fiasco about it. So we played this show in Savannah. It was me and this band, the Fossil Youth,
okay,
and we were out on tour together. It was pretty early in the tour. It was a donation show, which I always take umbrage at a fucking donation show because like I said, I've been running shows since I was 17, a lot of them house shows,
mm-hmm.
and you fucking pay your $5 or $10 at the door. That just is what it is. If you're broke, I relate, and you can pull me aside and I'm happy to like let you in or work out a deal. But as a general rule of thumb, everybody's paying their $5 because these bands like they have to make it to the next city. They got to eat, whatever,
Yeah,
So donation shows fucking irk me already. So I'm like, I'm not feeling great about that, but I'm like, as the night wears on, there's a lot of fucking kids at the show. So I'm like, all right, this is dope. Kids watch my set, seem to be into it. Kids watch Fossil Youth set, seem to be into it. No one buys any fucking merch. Everyone's smoking cigarettes. Everyone's got 40 ounces, right? At the end of the night, woman who booked the show comes up and hands us, I think it was like $13 or something. And there was probably 90 to 100 kids at this show. I mean, it was fucking packed. And we're like, this is all you got from donations? And she's like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. Like, kids just like didn't have any money. And I'm just like, well, I mean, like everybody's like drinking. It's like they have money for like
yeah,
6 packs. So she's like, yeah,
exactly.
I know, but like I can't make them pay. And in my head, I'm just like, you can make them pay. Like you can
Yeah,
for sure. I do it all the fucking time. As both a booker and like as an artist, I've walked motherfuckers to the ATM before. Like, oh hey, I don't think I have the money for the guarantee. Like, no, we're gonna go walk and get the money for the fucking guarantee because I just
yeah,
drove to Long Island and you promised me $150 and I booked the tour around this show. We're gonna go get my guarantee, right? So like, you can make motherfuckers pay. So, but I didn't make a big fuss about it at all. I was super polite. I was like, all right, it is what it is. I know how it goes. No big deal. I appreciate you putting on the show. Blah blah blah. Crashed at the house. Left in the morning, right? And like later that day, I made a post on Facebook. I didn't say anything about the promoter. I didn't say anything about the city where the show was at, nothing about the venue. I just said something like, man, I just did some mental math and there were like 95 kids at the show last night. We got paid $13. So that amounts to like this many cents donation per kid.
yeah.
Like wild, right? And that's all I said. Didn't call out anybody involved with the show or even suggest where the show was, like nothing about it. And so then this woman who booked the show like calls herself out on my post and is like, I booked the show and this is why you only got paid $13, like blah, 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 blah. And like, you're being mad disrespectful right now. And I was like, so I just messaged her and I was like, hey, like, I'm sorry if you felt disrespected at all. Like that was not my intention. That's why I didn't call you out. Like, I have no ill will. Like, you did what you could. I was just making a joke about a bunch of kids coming to a show and like not being able to donate. Like it's just a phenomenon that happens a lot in DIY. So it was just like a thing I was joking about with friends. Like, no big deal. I feel no hard feelings, whatever. And she was like, well, I do fucking feel hard feel. Like, she got heated about it and was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you should just be happy. She straight up hit me with the like, you should be happy to have the experience type shit. And I was like, yo, pause, motherfucker. We're not going to get into this shit right now. So she ended up making like a public Facebook post that was like, fuck this rock star motherfucker who needs, like, yo, he
Rock
paid
star.
$13. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you talking about? So like all of these people from Savannah were like, fuck this motherfucker, like fuck him. And were like adding me on Facebook just to like leave comments and shit and be like, one of them called me a money grubbing worm. I've always wanted to do a shirt where I like have like a picture of my face on a worm.
On a worm?
Yeah, yeah. I've always wanted just like clutching wads of cash. But yeah, like it was absolutely wild. People were just like hitting my DMs like from this city, like fuck you, motherfucker. Don't ever come back to Savannah. And I'm like, yo, all of you weigh 100 pounds soaking wet. I could fucking kick you over, but that's neither here nor there. So I'm like laughing about it, kind of still just clowning them, just like being like, damn, I didn't know Savannah, Georgia was like a Mad Max wasteland where $13 made you a fucking rich like oil baron.
Yeah.
So I like just kept clowning him because especially at the age of 24, that's the person I was, where I would just dump fuel on a fire and just be like, fuck all these motherfuckers. All of you can suck me from the back. I don't give a shit. I'll fight the entire state of Savannah. I don't care. Or the entire city of Savannah. I don't care. So and then like probably a year later, I went to try and book a show in Savannah, like through a totally different dude. And he was like, yeah, I'll set you something up. Hadn't heard back for like a week. And I like hit him. I was like, hey, is that what's up with the Savannah show? And he's like, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. No one will book you here. like they've all heard that you're just like a piece of shit. And it was all from this fucking whack incident where I like didn't even do anything. And like totally got fucked on like didn't do shit. Like, and there's so many instances because like one of my bands is banned from like 4 venues and we totally did shit and it was like 100% warranted. But this was an instance where I'm like, I didn't even do anything. I like just clapped back at some like lunatic college student who called herself out. You know what I mean? Like I didn't even say shit about this woman. And then I tried again to book in Savannah like 2 years ago and it was the same deal. It was like, yeah, no one.
Maybe when the pandemic's over, I think it's finally time to give her the old college try. To get back to Savannah. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. This is I think third try is a charm for sure. We're gonna book that Savannah show this next time around. I'm sure of it.
Hey, thanks for watching Gear Over Beer. Make sure to like this video and subscribe. If you'd like to support this show, make sure to subscribe to our Patreon for additional content like the video version of this podcast.